I'll be your moderator and chairperson for fellow agents of progress and dear leaders. It is my privilege yet again to welcome you to the first day of the second weekend of this great masterclass. Like it was before, as your moderator for tonight, I only have 4 simple instructions for you. Number 1, like you've been doing, kindly mute your mics and only unmute when called upon or allowed to ask a question. 2, those of us that can, please do rename your devices so as we know who exactly is with us and fulfilling the promise we all made, which is to remain dedicated to this masterclass. Indeed, you've demonstrated in the previous days that you've been with us that you are a trustworthy people because you've remained committed to this promise that you made. Number 3, be sure to actively participate in all activities to take place during the masterclass. This also reminds us of the assignment that we have at hand. Remember the 2 questions that we have to answer and make sure that you go through those 2 questions and honestly answer those 2 questions, because it is only after we answer these questions and do our assignment that indeed we will be able to awaken to purpose or progress. Number 4, which is actually my favorite and the easiest to follow of all the instructions, is to simply refer to instruction number 1, 2, and 3. Agents of progress and dear leaders, if you have a pulse, you have a purpose. What a great day to be alive. If you don't agree with me, consider the opposite. If you have a pulse, you have a purpose. Be reminded that at the end of this great masterclass, each one of us is going to receive a certificate of attendance, new ebook on the principles of building ambition, session notes like we've already received for those that are in the waiting room. And you will be able also to network with the various people that are attending. I hope thus far you've been doing that. You've been getting to know the people that are attending this great meeting. And at the end of the day, what we know means nothing. It is who we are, what we do that matters. This is true in all aspects of life. I hope that in the break that we've had, you went over to reflect on the great knowledge that was shared. You went on to begin applying and begin writing your purpose statement and just to build on your character and see where you've been lacking behind and ensure that you are awakening to purpose for progress. Dr. Clinton, from the name itself, as we are aware, he's a doctor. He once said, if I know the condition of my patient, what matters is what I do about that condition, not the fact that I knew the condition. There comes a time in life that we realize that knowledge isn't about a score, a mark, or the applause and recognition, but about life itself, about things that really matter. Knowledge is useless if it isn't saving lives. Knowledge is useless if it is not adding value to life. Should bring relief, settle conflicts, bring peace, initiate change, progress, and build lasting solutions. Knowledge should restore and uphold joy in the lives of people. You are what you do, not what you tell people you will do. Knowledge informs behavior. Knowledge, when applied, affects you. It molds your character. Don't just aim to know, aim to do. It is in doing that you are transformed. Practice, practice, practice. Indeed, we ought to be practicing every time, in as much as we are getting these great insights that we are getting. Are you developing a character that supports and favors your aspirations? You can't desire change or advancement and mock your own desires with your unchanging character. At the end of the day, what we know means nothing. It is who we are, what we do, that matters. Indeed, agents of progress, it is yet that time when we get our notepads and our pens ready, so that as the speaker will be speaking to us on yet another great and interesting topic for tonight, as we are welcome to Purpose for Progress, I urge you all to be ready and be expectant. At the end of the day, it is what we do that counts. So let's be ready as I welcome Dr. Clinton to give us that great message he has for us tonight. Go ahead in the comment section. Show us that you are ready, that you are prepared. Just write something. Show us that you are excited and you are very ready for tonight's great meeting and session for the first day of the second weekend to this great masterclass. Dr. Clinton, you may take stage, please.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Kindly tell me if I'm audible, if you can hear me well. That would be great.
Yeah, audible, Doc.
All right, thank you so much. So I welcome each and every one of you to our 2-weekend masterclass. And guess what? This is the last weekend, meaning that we are on our path to the end. I'd like to thank each and every one of you that has seen it fit to come back, and also acknowledge my wonderful moderator there who is doing a great job in the preamble and just the introduction of everything. I love that guy. So thank you so much to each one of you that has come. I'd love to acknowledge my leaders on board. I'd love to acknowledge my mentors. I'd love to acknowledge some of the doctors on board as well, and to also acknowledge the mentees that are under my leadership. So I may not mention your names, but I believe that you know yourselves. So thank you so much for getting back, and I can assure you that it is going to be another wonderful session. So where did we end last week? If you can all remember, there was that emphasis, and that emphasis was on vision. The emphasis was on vision because not every idea is a vision. We had said that you can have an idea, but it is just a could be issue. But then every vision should be converted to, every idea should be converted to a vision. It should become something that should be, and it is should be because you have a conviction. You believe that it is possible. So we dealt much on building vision, and we dwelt much on how we could be able to apply vision in part of the aspects of our lives that matter. But before I continue, I just want to remind us again of the 3 promises that we made. We had made promises, and these promises are promises to ourselves. And I remember saying that the experience of change and transformation is your responsibility. Guess what? That message is still true. It is still true right now. It will be true even tomorrow. The experience of the transformation is yours. I may touch a bit on that today because there's quite a topic on that, but I'll choose to touch on it tomorrow. Because the truth is, to every change that we need in life, there is a corresponding character. To every change we need in life, there is a corresponding character. There was something that the moderator Gift talked about. I actually even forgot I shared that, where he was saying that you cannot plan to do something and yet mock what you have planned to do with your own actions, because you don't end up doing what you had planned to do. So it's important that we understand that to every change that we need in life, there is a corresponding character, meaning we're supposed to be built in that character that best handles that change that we want. Haven't you wondered? The most people that have the knowledge of the do's and don'ts usually don't do what they tell people not to do. We have a lot of health workers, some who are at the peak of their professions, that are against smoking, but we have these very people addicted to smoking. We have a number of people that do the same thing, where they are in charge of making sure others don't do a particular thing, but we find themselves in the same, we find that they themselves are in the same habit. But the truth is, to every change that we need, there is a corresponding character, corresponding habit. And that is one of the things that we're going to build on tomorrow. Okay, and just mute that person. All right. So today is a great day, and we are going to build on what we started last week. And I would just invite any person to come on board and just share what the 5 F's of vision are. The 5 F's of vision, I had talked about the 5 F's of vision. We can have any volunteer. It could be within a minute or 2 minutes, but just anything short that you remember about the 5 F's of vision. So this is an open question. Anybody that would want to share with the house. We may have those that perhaps were not there in the last session and they would want to also know what the 5 F's of vision are. So I will leave it to anybody that is willing. And then after 10 seconds, if we don't have anybody, I'm going to pick on anyone that I feel like would come through. Okay, thank you. That's Elijah.
All right. So the 5 F's of a vision that we looked at were faith, family, finances, fitness, and field. Those are the 5 F's that we looked at.
Okay. Thank you so much. Would you want to add anything?
Basically, that's what I wanted to contribute as of now.
Okay, thank you so much, Elijah.
All right.
All right, great. So a hand to you. That's awesome. So we looked at the 5 F's of vision, and we had said that every vision that you have, oh, we have a hand. I don't know if that's a question or we have a hand. Okay, it's dropped. All right. So we said that every aspect of your life needs a vision. And this is because that one vision in life does not guarantee success in the other facets of your life. The main emphasis was that life is multifaceted. It's a multifaceted journey. And so life demands a multifaceted vision. Your career vision will not guarantee success in your marriage. Your business vision will not guarantee success in your marriage. Your ministry vision will not guarantee success in your marriage. And so life is a multifaceted journey, and it calls for a multifaceted vision. You need a vision in every area of your life that matter. You need a vision in the first F, which we said was faith. You need a vision in faith. You need to grow your faith. You need to understand that the faith that you have needs to get you somewhere. And that somewhere is heaven. That somewhere is meeting your Lord and Savior, the Lord Jesus Christ. So you need a vision when it comes to your faith. A number of people are reluctant when it in the area of their faith. And so they're just Saturday or Sunday goers. They don't have much that they have placed as something that they should do or become when it comes to their faith. So you need a vision in the area of your faith. The second thing we say is that you need a vision in the area of your family, which is the second F. Need a vision in the area of your family. We have a lot of family estrangements happening in almost every family, and that is part of the reason that there is no vision in the family. It could not be your extended family, but it should be your actual family, the family where you are the mother, the family where you are the father. It's important that you get to have the vision for that family. Where are you going? Where are you seeing yourself as the father or the mother of that family in the next 10 years? What is your vision for that family? We need to have a vision in that area. So it is in that area where issues to do with marriage will also come in. What kind of a partner do you want to be? So all these things have to be envisioned, have something that you have visioned. The third F was finances. We need a vision in our finances. We need to have a mental picture of where we want to be the next 10 years. How do we want our finances to look like? I gave the 5 financial positions where I explained that the first financial position is financial crisis. The second is financial instability. The third is financial stability. The fourth is financial independence. And the last, which is the highest, is financial freedom. And I emphasize that a number of people simply focus on financial independence, but they are lacking. The highest is financial freedom. When you are financially free, you are free from unnecessary financial stress. A lot of people that are financially independent still get to experience financial stress. I'll not talk much about that because I believe I spoke much about that in the previous class. And finally, we still have 2 more. The fourth one is fitness. Fitness is basically about your health. Are you fit to live 5 more years? Are you fit to live 10 more years? Are you fit? Is your health okay? Are you taking regular screenings? Do you understand your breast cancer status, your cervical cancer status? Do you understand your blood pressure on a weekly or monthly basis? Do you get to know all these things? Do you know your blood group? So there are all these things that you have to be aware of and have a vision for your fitness. You need to be fit, you need to exercise regularly, you need to eat well, you need to have a good balanced diet. You need to understand that there's some things that you cannot do at a particular stage or level of your life. The greatest pain you would ever have in life when it comes to your health is where you realize that everything that you may have been spending the past 10, 20 years, 30 years would have been invested in your health and you could be better. There are a lot of people that have regretted in their sick beds, looking at the reality that is facing them. And much of the reality has been that a lot of people have not saved for their health. They are not on any insurance. They are not on any, they do not put something aside for any emergency. The most devastating emergency you would ever have is one to do with your health. Because when it comes to hospital bills, you just have to pay because most times they come in as life and death. So you realize that you have to run about just to make sure that the person or you are attended to. So fitness is very much important, that you have a vision about it. And the last F we looked at was field. Now, field is simply your profession, your career, any field that you are in. And the emphasis was that you are not born to just be a mere person. You need to be a master at something. So whatever you studied in school, or whatever you are currently studying in school, you should be a master in the specialty of that area somehow. Even if you are into business, you should be a master at something, either at sales, at marketing, whatever it is that you are into. So your field needs a vision. This is why I earlier on began with saying that your business vision will not guarantee you success in your marriage. It is very much important that you understand that you need to have vision in all these areas of your life that matter. So that is where we ended last week, and we answered quite a number of interesting questions in that area. So yesterday I sent in a short note. I'm calling it a short note because it is short. Okay, so it's a small book that I've compiled. Please note, it is not the book that I promised that you would receive. It is the short notes. The book will be released on a later date that I will share with everyone. So the book is still coming. The title of the book is Principles of Building a Healthy Ambition, because we have a lot of people that want to do a number of things, but we don't understand how to build our ambition. And most people do not understand the word ambition itself. They tend to mock certain women that seem to be ambitious in our society. They tend to look down on certain youths that seem to be ambitious in our different societies. And there are just some things that are upon my heart that I would want to share in this book on how you and I can build a healthy ambition and become the better version of ourselves. So that book will be released on a date that I will be able to communicate this month. All right. In the short notes, I had listed quite a number of things. Part of them were a revision, and part of them were how you can build your vision. And I had emphasized in the short notes, to those that have not read, if you haven't read, please find some time to read. I had emphasized and I said that the reason why most people don't build their vision is that they don't do the cardinal two things that we have to do to our vision. So if you have a vision, you have a clear mental picture of what could be and should be, okay? You need to understand that there are two important things that you have to do. So I usually get to arrange things in a way that I can easily remember. And I just love to work with simple things. So the two things that you have to do for your vision, I call them the two P's, okay? The two P's of your vision is that you need to pray and plan for your vision. You need to pray and plan for your vision. A number of people don't pray for their vision. They just think because they have it in their minds, they would just investigate or study on it and get going. But we need to understand that every vision that we have, we need to pray for it. Why do we have to pray for it? Because we need favor from God. And we also need favor from man. Okay, so favor comes from both God and man. We saw that in the life of Jesus Christ, and it is also possible in our lives as well. We need favor from both God and man if we're going to succeed in these visions that we have. And the last thing that I talked about was that you need to plan your vision. Yes, you have a vision, but how are you planning? The benefits of a plan is that it gets you prepared. If it gets you prepared, it gets you ready. It gets you ready, it gets you determined and courageous about it. Number of people are not prepared when it comes to their visions. They feel excited about the vision, but they are not prepared. Why? Because they have not planned. Planning includes counting the cost. You get to know what you need to do and what you don't need to do. You get to know what it will require of you to become if you are supposed to get on that vision. The other thing I think I may not have emphasized it in the short notes is that your vision is supposed to grow with you. So you will grow in understanding your vision, and the vision will also grow. How will your vision grow? You will begin to understand it better. A lot of people Just give that one. Okay. A lot of people have a hard time with building on their vision because they have not planned. They don't get to plan it. They don't get to see how they can be able to envision it and grow with that vision. Because the truth is, you don't understand everything about what you're about to begin. If you can be so sincere with me, you realize that when you begin to do something, that's when you realize that, oh, there's even this.
Okay, it's not on your ends. Doctor seems to be having a problem with the network at the moment. Okay, even as we wait for him to come back on board, I hope we are following through attentively, and the notes he's been talking about were shared to the waiting group on WhatsApp. Those that are not on WhatsApp and are not part of the group, you can just communicate how the notes will be able to be sent to you. Okay, so these are the notes he's been talking about.
Okay. Am I back? Wait for my volume. How's it now? All right. So the funny thing is, I was on the call and I could get everything that was happening, but you were not able to hear or get me. So I don't know what's the problem there. I wasn't dropped out. I was talking, but you were not just able to get me. Okay. So I was saying that every vision that you have, you need to understand the benefits, because if you understand the benefits, that will be a boost, that will be a motivation to you, that will stir up the purpose in you. You need to list down what are the benefits. If I say that in my finances, I need to have this, or I need to attain financial freedom. What are the benefits of financial freedom? You need to understand that. If you say that you'd want to weigh a particular weight, what are the benefits of that? If you say that you would want to ensure that your blood pressure is in the normal range, what are the benefits of that? So you need to understand some of the benefits. These benefits will become your motivation, because a lot of people have visions, but they don't have motivation. So when you understand the benefits, you then know, you then become more motivated to ensure that you get on these visions. So after you understand that, you also need to have an idea of what are the things that could be challenges. What are the possible challenges? Okay? It's better to assume you may have challenge than not to assume that you may not encounter any challenge, because most people that feel they may not encounter any challenges, they are the ones that actually get to have a hard time when they face challenges. They really get to have a hard time. So it's important that you understand that you need to know what challenges may come your way. The other thing is that you need literature, articles and books that should support that vision, the things that will help you grow in understanding more about that vision. Let's say you have a vision of being a faithful husband, or a vision of being a faithful wife. You need to make sure you are reading books that are helping you understand how best you'll be able to support your family, how best you'll be able to support your partner, how best you'd be able to develop a character that will be able to make you be that faithful partner that you want to be. So there are a lot of ideas, and these ideas are found in books. There are a lot of solutions in life, and these solutions are found in books. When I began to read books, I realized I've been missing out. And so this year, I ensured that I should read at least 13 books, at least 13 books. So I said 13 books because, like I said last week, that I don't make my year resolutions on January 1st. I make my year resolutions on my birthday. My birthday is in December, so I begin my resolutions in December. So when January 1st is coming, I already know what I'm doing in that year. So I ensured that I would read 13 books, and guess what? I'm on number 7, and this very month I'll be done, and I'll be getting on my 8th book. So it's important that you understand what are the things that you want to do, and don't just pick on any book because people are talking about it. Pick on the book that will help you understand your aspirations of that year. Don't just read a book because everybody is reading the book. Read a book that supports your aspirations. Read a book that is going to give you answers to the questions of the season you are in life. When you do that, you'll be able to make effective progress. When you do that, you'll be able to move better in life. You'll be able to understand particular stages and seasons in life, because life is about seasons and assignments as well. So you need to understand that as these assignments are coming, or as these seasons are coming, you know exactly what needs to be done from a book, from an article, or from any blog, because people have written a number of things that are happening in our lives. Then after you understand the literature, you now need to know what action you need to take. What are the steps that you're going to do? Who is going to do what for you and all that? So you need to understand that, okay, step 1, I'm going to do this. After step 2, I'm going to do this. After step 2, I'm going to do this. You need to understand all these things, and all these are your responsibility. I'll emphasize on the book again, or on the books again. Read books. Read books. If you have a hard time with reading books, get a partner. Get a reading buddy, one that can understand the level that you are at, and begin to read a chapter a day. Just read a chapter a day. read in the morning, read in the afternoon, whenever you get the chance. Nowadays, we have books on our phones. We have PDF versions. You can take advantage of that and ensure that you are reading. It's important. A reading culture is what differentiates a number of people that have knowledge on particular things. A lot of people have opinions, but people that read have got knowledge. So it's important that we get to understand that. All right, so this is how you are able to at least get on your visions in motion. You may add anything else that you feel is necessary to the to the 5 F's of vision. Don't be limited to my 5 F's. You may add anything else that you feel would be able to help you. So I emphasize, don't be limited to my 5 F's. Add anything else that you feel is necessary in your life, and make sure you follow this table. It will help you. If you have any questions, we are free. You can we are free to help you out. You can ask me or any other agents of progress. All right, so I hope we are going to find time to read that, and once we do that, we'll be able to understand quite a number of things. Today, as we build on, there is just something interesting that I want to talk about, and this is the network that you get to have, the network, because now that you have this vision, you need to understand